Hello everyone who's in the other side. This is Dapher, and this is Answer My Questions with Dapher. With me, Daniel. Hey Daniel.
Hi.
How are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm fine. What about you?
Fine too. Man, lately we've been live streaming every other Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And today, yes, not every Sunday, but every other Sunday, yes? But today we are back like in the olden days,
Today
yes?
we have a special, right?
Yes, a special guest.
Special.
Yes, and there are two people viewing us. So if this is your first time viewing us, let me tell you that this is Answer My Questions with Dapher. Should I say the #1 podcast in Portuguese-speaking countries? Yes, we are the first ones. Yes, Daniel. Okay, so that Daniel, my technician, my friend and technician who has been here since for almost a year. Yes,
Yeah.
and Daniel is an English teacher, a poet, a writer. He's written two books, one of which was published in Brazil,
Daniel?
but not in Angola.
This guy over here?
Yes. He has a book, Ponto e Vírgula, was published in Brazil, not in Angola.
What about here? Has he presented the book around here?
No.
Why not?
The book was published, sponsored by Brazilians. They sent him something like 23 copies. Sell it and send and transfer the money.
Okay, we have a lot to talk about afterwards. Yeah, let's just...
So this is Answer My Questions. My guest for today's edition is Félix Kibeka. Yes. Is it Kibeka or Kibeka?
Kibeka.
Kibeka.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Félix Kibeka, who is a well-known person when English language teaching is concerned, not only in Benguela, but also in the country. Because he has trained lots of people, some of who are now masters, and they are also teachers. Yeah. So he is my guest. I cannot say that it came from Benguela straight to answer my questions. No, no. Teofilo, he was attending a training, and Teofilo spoke to me. Well, Dapher, I know that you have changed your schedule, but please, there's someone who you have to interview. I said, who is it? Don't worry, I'll send you the information. He did. Okay, so here we are. Mr. Kibeka, who are you? And welcome to Answer My Questions. Who are you?
Thank you very much. Good evening to you, to David, and to everyone on the other side of the screen. I'm Félix Kibeka, 38 years old. I've been a teacher for the past 20 years.
And you're calling me a boy. I'm 1 year older than you.
Oh, you are? Indeed. Okay. That's
really okay. I don't look like... Well, some people have been saying that I look like 30, 32, yes, 34. That's why I'm saying, it's a good boy.
Yeah.
Yes,
let me treat you by a boy. That's better this way.
Yeah, it's much
because
better.
I guess I am more experienced than you when teaching comes into play, isn't it?
Probably.
I started teaching in 2006. What about you?
2004.
Okay, you are older then. You are older then.
But professionally, 2008.
Yeah.
As a professional, like earning real money.
That's
not
nice.
Peanuts, but real money. 2008.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Yes.
We don't even care who's older than who.
Yes. The most important is teaching
teaching and contributing to the development of the
That's
youth
it.
in Angola.
That's it.
And as I was saying, I guess it's the most relevant issues I would like to talk about when it comes to my ID card. I'm born and raised in Lubito, Benguela province. I love teaching. I've been doing it for the past 19.5 years.
Wow.
And teaching English has opened me too many doors. And one of these doors is entrepreneurship.
That's good.
And that's why I've become an entrepreneur. And I've been working with too many startups, too many youngsters who dream of making big and actually having their financial independence and contributing to the development of the country, economically speaking, socially speaking, culturally speaking.
Good.
And I'm like the bridge, with all the gifts God has given me, I put everything into play so that people can pass through to another levels. And I'm here, and I'm pretty much sure that with you, it's not going to be different.
Good.
Yeah.
Félix Kibeka, you are big person, Eduardo Chanja.
Chanja.
Yeah.
He's a
we are here,
friend.
my friend.
He's a great friend, a great friend. He actually started with me in preschool.
Oh, okay.
In Bairro da Luz, Lubito, and is now a school manager.
Oh, okay.
He's a head
nice.
of a very known school in Katumbela, and is a big friend. We've been together every other week, and he's been present in nearly every events we've been throwing up,
and he's here online.
I love him. I love him. Chanja,
Yeah.
I love you, and you know this is true. Even though we might not talk about our stuff every single day, but you know how much I love you, and thank you for your support.
Yeah. So if you just joined us, there are my guest, Félix Kibeka, is an English teacher and has been teaching English for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
He is a master of ceremony. He is a speaker, let's say a workshop speaker. He is also a radio and TV commentator.
Yeah.
He is an entrepreneur from FK Events.
Yeah. But you should say it in Portuguese.
FK Eventos.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, FK, let me say FK Eventos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of saying FK Events, it's going to be FK Eventos.
Okay.
And he is also the mentor of the Project Ficas. Yes. Can you see Ficas written there?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's here.
Yeah, Ficas. Good. And what does Ficas stand for? Ficas stand for Feira Itinerante de Cultura, Arts and Services.
Yes.
Yeah, with more than 10 editions.
Yes.
My goodness, 10 editions. Yeah.
We started in 2021.
But 21 more than...
Yeah, more than 10 editions in nearly 4
21?
years. Yeah, in nearly 4 years.
Oh.
So it's not annually, it's itinerary. It goes where it's called or where we see there are business opportunities, and we carry entrepreneurs with us, artists with us, and tourists with us, so that we can interact with the same group of people from that region and make businesses and connections and networking and tourism, so that we can actually do something different from,
10
the other
years.
guys.
10 editions.
10 editions. But it
In
doesn't
4
mean...
years.
4
Almost 4
years.
years.
Yeah, 4 years. It doesn't mean we've only organized 10 trade fairs. No.
Yeah.
We are like, I would say, specialists in designing fair projects.
Wow.
And I guess we've already have 19 different kind of fairs in our background, whereas 10 of them are ficas.
Wow.
But we've already thrown reading fairs. We've already done entrepreneurship fairs.
Good.
We've done businesses and deployment fairs.
Good.
And we've been developing too many different strategies. And even Chanja is a testimony, is a witness of how fast and simple we are in designing projects, because he's been creating a project with me regarding to the Scouts, because he's a Scouts boss man. I don't know if you understand me.
For sure.
He's been on the project for more than 30 years with the Catholic Church. Catholic? Is that Catholic? Yes, it's Catholic. And we want to do something for this group of people as well.
Okay.
But in trying to mix up what they do for their lives, as well as enhance entrepreneurship among them, and make them a little bit more alive to the folks who don't know what they actually do. Okay. That's what we do. If a company calls us and tells us we'd like to throw a fair, we design everything they need for 3 or 4 days. Okay. And we know exactly what they should do, what they should call, what kind of lectures should happen in there, what kind of activities. We know how to enhance each one of the sectors involved in the project, and then we make something different from everything you've seen.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you commence teaching, or what prompted you?
Well, I started teaching in 2006, as I told you, when I was moving from year 1 to year 2 at Benguela, because fortunately, and this is something no one will ever be able to steal from us, we make part of the first group of trainers at Benguela.
Congrats.
Yeah, when they opened the course in 2005, fortunately, I tried my luck, and it was a little bit difficult because my final mark wasn't published.
Okay.
Lesson started in a week, and then the second week was starting, and no one told me anything. And I had to actually require to the Almighty, and I prayed a lot. Yeah. and miracles has just happened.
And your answers were,
the answers were there.
Your prayers were answered.
Yeah, they were there. My prayers were answered, and I joined the class.
Good.
With 2 weeks behind. And when I was moving from year 1 to year 2, we used to have our study groups in a private school in Lubito, Compound, which is Colégio Adventista do Litoral.
Okay.
And one of my colleagues was a big man in the college and the church, Adventist church. And I was the one who was tutoring them. I was the teacher of the study group.
Okay.
Because I was the youngster, and you know, my enthusiastic way of dealing with things. They were already old people. They had their jobs. They were just trying their life to have a degree. And the guy saw me, Silva Kangenge, one big love to you, and said, "Why don't you teach here?" I said, "Well, I don't know where to start. He said, "No problem, just give me your papers.
Yes.
And next year you have your place guaranteed in here." That's how it happened.
Wow.
In 2006, I started, and then I went to some other colleges. And in 2008, I was also required by Instituto Politécnico de Lubito, the Polytechnic Institute of Lubito, that it just opened in 2007. And in 2008, I was hired as a, what they say, internship teacher, you know, like a trial. I was not official yet. But 1 year later, the documents came and we started teaching as such. And we made our journey in there. And then in Sefak Private School, which is a very big known and very well known private health school in Benguela province, one of the most important, one of the biggest of the province. And I've been there working with English and taking students to cultural events.
Okay.
I've been the head of the cultural departments of both schools at the same time until at least 2012.
Yes.
And at Sefak, I'm still in charge of the same department.
Okay.
And we've been doing our share, trying to actually boost up students' confidence and cultural environment different from what we are used to every single day.
Yes. Before you start doing ELT, were you a teacher?
Not really. No, I
an
wasn't.
English teacher.
Is there a tissue? Can you pick up a tissue for me? Because I'm still sweating.
Oh,
I
you're
don't know
sweating?
why. Yeah, yeah.
I know. Man.
Yeah, don't worry. You can keep on here. Mr. Daniel, David is doing something for me. What's your answer? What was your question?
Before you start doing ELT, were you a teacher? Because some people, while doing English language teaching methodology, as you said, they work as a teacher. Yeah. What about you? Were you working as a teacher before doing ELT or before going to ESAT?
No, I wasn't. As I told you, I was moving from year 1 to year 2.
Yes.
And I never taught anything else but English.
Okay.
I've always taught English. And that's what I've been doing. That's what I love doing. I've even tried to do something else, but it didn't really actually, grab me the way English does. Because I've always wanted to make the change in the movement, to make English look easier than what people thought it was. I guess it's a little bit your own way, trying to show people that pronunciation is not a big deal.
Yeah, it really matters.
It's really simple for you guys to learn if you have the right teacher, the right methodology, the right resources. And it's kind of how I felt at the beginning. I need to show people how easy it is to speak English, and I'll try to do my best. I'll try to innovate. I'll try to bring something others haven't ever thought of bringing. And that's the way I've made my path. And I've been around for the past 19 and a half years.
Oh, that's good. That's really interesting. You've got a huge, yes, Daniel, a very rich and interesting CV.
Thank you.
Good. Good. Okay. And how much did you learn throughout those 4 years?
A lot. And that was 2005 to 2008. I had great teachers. They are still great until today because they've evolved. Okay, they never stopped studying. They've always kept, bringing some additional concepts and knowledges and academic levels to their background. And Mr. Botelho is one of the biggest examples because he's a PhD. I don't know if you know the guy.
Yeah.
If you don't, you should.
We've never spoken, but I saw him last year. And he said,
yeah, you should actually bring him around so that he can sit here and tell you about the numerous discoveries he has been making in his researches.
Wow.
And because it's really, for me, how would I say, a role model.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Is the way he speaks English, the way he teaches it, the way he looks at life is really a groundbreaking character for me. And let me mention some others. Mr. Mateus Cavala, my eternal tutor.
Okay.
He knows why I say eternal. Mr. Mokwambi, Jose Maria Sassoma. At least these four guys I mentioned were the ones who actually grabbed the idea. After being trained at Ishedwila, they wanted to do something for their province.
Okay.
And they fought with all the weapons they could get to actually start the ELT course at Benguela, and it worked. And we are a part of it because we were the first one. And as soon as we left the 4 years, as soon as we finished our curriculum, even before becoming graduate, we already started making changes in the school where we were teaching. And one of the proofs.
And you were the first ones. So
yes. We had to do something because we were learning too many new things, and English was something like stuck. It wasn't evolving, you know. And we had to make changes because that's exactly how education is supposed to work.
Yeah. You had to pave the way.
Yes.
The way for the coming generation.
Yes. That's exactly what should happen. And for instance, me, myself, and another colleagues of ours tried to propose a change in the curriculum at the Polytechnic Institute of Lobito because that was general English, and we were teaching general English at an engineering school. That couldn't work. Unfortunately, we had a headmaster who actually was also a teacher, a professional teacher, a career teacher, and understood the need of making changes and sponsored the new books. And I should call up a person here, which is Kandumbo, Delino Matias Kandumbo. I don't know if you know him. You should know him. And he should also be here because he's one of the groundbreaking teachers in Benguela province. Adelino Matias Kandumbo.
Who's the other one?
Sabino. The other one I said. Yeah, I guess you know him.
I interviewed someone last year who is, I think, said to be the father of ELT, of teachers in ELT.
Where?
Or teachers in Benguela.
I guess if he's not the one, he's one of the ones. Yeah, because he started his English center, Home English Center in Katumbela in 2004.
2004?
2004. No, 2004. And he
Okay.
has just celebrated 20 years of his center, and has formed, instructed, educated too many good English speakers nowadays. And why do I mention Kandumbo? Because he was my peer at university. We sat together as a classmate. It helped me a lot in too many projects I had, and it was the one who provided us the ESP books we needed to actually change the curriculum at the Polytechnic Institute of Lobito. And then we kept on moving on. We also proposed changes at CEFAC, because that was a health school, and they were still teaching with general English, and we were proposed English for medicine and for nursing, and we made changes, you know, and the changes we were proposing were adopted by all the province. You know, all the coordinators from the different schools and in private schools actually adopted because they've never seen anything like that, and they knew that was actually something to be done because it promoted change and development in the ELT.
Daniel, our guest is a change maker.
Thank you.
He's a change maker, Daniel. We are before a change maker.
Thank you
and
very much.
We should praise you for what you've been doing. I mean, for what you've done, for what you've been doing, and for what you keep doing.
Thank you very much.
We are what?
Thank you very much.
We are happy. We are happy. We are pleased. We are content. We are content. Yes, because we are before someone who is a change maker.
Thank you. And I guess changes shouldn't be big or should be televised or broadcast worldwide. You just need to make change where you are with the conditions you have available.
Yes, you just need to start.
Just do something. Just change something. Otherwise, the world will keep on the same, and you'll just be wasting breath. You should not waste breath You should do something.
Fairly, my buddy. Great, great, great. I will also be outspoken hearing from you.
Who's this?
Firmino Kanga.
Firmino Kanga from Lubango, Isha Lubango. Firmino, we need to talk about this guy interviewing me. There are some big news we need to share, and he needs to go to Lubango, to Isha Lubango, so that we can discuss some issues related to phonetics, pronunciation, brother.
I ran away.
Good news are on the way. I'll reach you out.
I usually run away from.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'll reach you out, Firmino Kanga. You know I owe you big time, and one of the ways to return all the favors you've done for me is helping you guys develop the English community at Isha Wheeler, and I'll be reaching you after I finish this interview. Thank you very much for your comments.
Culture. Yes. You'd like to answer questions on the state of culture in Benguela and also in Angola. Why are you interested in it?
Because I think a lot.
Let me tell you that there are 36 people viewing us.
Really?
Yes.
It's a lot. It's a good number, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
People from Mozambique.
Gaza. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
we've got. Hey, Carlos.
This is an international podcast.
Yes, we have viewers from Mozambique, from Portugal, from the US, Angolan, Angolans, from India, Angolans, from Brazil, from South Africa, Angolans.
Yeah, it means I'm becoming well known worldwide. Thank you very much, Mr. Dapher.
Pleasure. Yeah. Yes. When did you get interested in culture?
As a school teacher, as a youngster, as a young teacher who needed to do something to contribute to the students or to the school movement, culturally speaking.
Okay.
The same way you look at me and you see an enthusiastic ELT teacher, you may also call me a cultural enthusiastic person.
All right.
Because I think culture has been defined into wrong terms. And it has been confined to a very selected group of people. And it has been restricted to very different and small, how would I say, parts.
Okay.
Sequences, methods, areas. And culture is much more than what people have been talking about it.
All right.
Culture is for everyone. And culture is what makes you become a different person, for you to evolve when it comes to reading, when it comes to literature, when it comes to music, to dance, to theatrical plays, to interacting with people. Culture is what actually should come as a kind of, how would I say, butter.
Okay.
So that you don't feel the roughness of life itself, because life is really rough. And if you don't have culture in between, it's going to be rougher. Did you understand what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. That's how I see culture. And because of the understanding and the usage and the endorsements that have been given to that kind of culture that is only related to music and to dance, and if we grab and we restrict this conversation into the Angolan context, you'll see that culture is music.
Yeah.
And what are the musics that actually are louder than the others? Are the musics that, in a way, don't actually add value, moral values to people.
And that's what you called plastic entertainment.
Yes, plastic entertainment. It's like junk food.
Yes.
It's like fast food. It's delicious, brother.
Yeah.
It's tasty.
So for you, there's a junky food, and there's also the plastic entertainment. You call it as a junky food.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the correlation I make. And let's start by those big, very big business houses, business companies related to fast food. There are lots of them here in Rwanda. Yeah. I'm not saying their names because I would be advertising them, and they didn't pay you anything for them to be mentioned in
so
here.
We can't do that.
But it's really important for them to keep on growing, because they make business happen. Yeah. They give employments to people. They pay their taxes, and the taxes are converted into social areas like building schools and roads and hospitals and whatsoever. So this is important. But on the other way around, if you call a nutritionist to actually assess the quality, the nutritionist properties of this kind of food, they add you nothing. Or even worse, they make you feel sicker. You know?
Yeah.
When you take this kind of comparison to culture, it's important that there are that music can actually be evolving the way it is, you know. But if you stop and you analyze culturally, religiously, socially, on the positive side of things, what kind of contribution do this kind of music and dances, all of them wrapped up with that sexual environment and very explicitly conveying messages related to relationships that our children can start losing their purity by listening and dancing them? What kind of addition, cultural positive aspects can it actually add to people's lives? None. So it's junky entertainment, it's plastic entertainment. But I'm not saying this is bad, because these people are making money, they are giving employment to people.
They're doing their job.
They're doing their job. Do you know what should happen, and what I've been fighting for is that we need to stand together so that we can bring alternatives.
Good.
That's what we've been doing. You should not fight against the fast food houses, no, because they are important for the country. But on the other way around, there are people who don't eat that. And unfortunately, they can't find any other kind of food. And sometimes they feel obliged to eat junky food because Mr. Dapher, Mr. Daniel, Mr. Kibeka didn't try to invent the alternative.
So you mean we are being forced to consume the plastic entertainment?
Yes, because there are not enough alternatives. And I've been fighting to bring alternatives.
That's nice.
With all the cons, with all the problems, with all the sabotage events I've been facing, I've been trying my best to bring alternatives.
You'll make it.
And the social and the cultural...
Sooner or later,
yes,
you'll make it.
The educational, the cultural projects we've been designing, because I don't work alone, and it's important for me not to use I.
Yes. And you know that leaders always use we.
Yes, exactly.
And when you know that you're not alone,
yes,
we is
always
even because
important. It's not only about me or my staff, it's about that man over there. Yeah. Okay. We've been trying to bring alternatives. FK Eventos has been created on this ground, making changes, bringing alternative to students. Yeah. Those students who don't like to listen to kuduro every day, to rap music that is related to, you know, talking down on women, and simplifying sex relationships, abusing drugs and alcohol, and chilling and showing how well you dress up, how good lives you live, instead of actually promoting good social behaviors. And that's why FK Eventos has created Tardes Culturais, has created the reading fair. I would say Feira de Leitura Céu Aberto.
Yeah, reading, open reading fair.
Open reading fair. That was our first fair in November 2020, in the middle of the pandemic situation.
So you were not afraid of that?
No, I wasn't, because I had to do something, because I was a radio commentator from 2006, and I guess I've discussed with other panelists these issues related to youth. There are not enough books, and the government doesn't invest in public libraries and blah, blah, blah. Okay. The problem is identify. What are the solutions?
Yes.
Are you waiting for the guys to do something? Okay, you know they've got some other priorities. What can you do with the weapons you have, with the conditions you have, so that you can make change? Okay, I started calling my academic friends. Hey, can you lend me a few books? Okay, I'll lend you 10. The other ones, I'll lend you 15. And then the other one 30, the other one 50. And the way I was posting, while I was posting and grabbing about the numbers my friends were of the books my friends were lending, others wanted to go a little bit higher so that it could feel better. And that worked very well. And we were trying to throw up an open reading fair with at least 300 books, and we had ended up with 850 books, brother.
Wow, that's more than what you expected.
Yes, much more, 3 times more. And it's important for you guys who are watching me to stop talking about the bad things that happen around you. If you have the strength and the skills to do something to change your reality. And this is not bull. I'm not saying the other part of the word, because that would be nonsense, that would be offensive. But it's not small talk. This is real talk. You can make the change where you are without expecting recognition, money, or even support from the ones you have by your side. Do something yourself, and you'll leave the world a better place than what you found.
I'm talking to the man. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. Yes, Michael Jackson. Talking to the man in the mirror. What's that? Man in the mirror. No, man in the mirror. Yeah. All right. But when if you try to compare teaching and event organizing, or let's say a teacher, Felix as a teacher and Felix as an event organizer. If there were to be a battle between them, who would win?
I guess the second one would win, but that would not really be a 3-0 winning.
Okay.
No, that would be 2-1.
Okay.
Or 3-4. Or even that, we would call it even, like, a stalemate, like 4-4. You know why?
No.
Because I've been a teacher in whatever I do. I'm teaching as an interviewee here.
Yes.
I don't only need to teach about verb to be and whatsoever because I'm an ELT teacher. No. ELT has given me the doors for me to actually drive in some other routes and travel to some other countries and planets and bring all the gifts God has given me to make my path and to change others from what I know, from what I can do, from what is possible to be done with the conditions I have, whether they are good or not. And I feel that whenever I'm being interviewed, wherever I'm organizing an event, whenever I'm talking to people, whenever I go to the TV shows, whenever I do anything, that's Teacher Kibeka first, and only some other aspects come along.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a teacher 100%. And I'd like to become one, but not confined to the classroom, because the classroom is too small for the changes to happen. I guess I've done my share. That's what I've been telling people. I've been teaching for nearly 90.5 years. It's a lot, brother. Okay, the results are already there. They're visible. Students are watching the interview.
Take some rest.
Mr. Botelho was interviewed yesterday by a student of mine who is now living in France and has joined up another ex-student of mine who is living in England, and they've created a project so that people can learn English better. And they put my former teacher down, they set him down so that he can explain the difference of being fluent and prolific and whatsoever in English. I've done my share.
Fluent and
what's the difference between being fluent or proficient or something related to it?
I saw it yesterday.
Yes, those 2 kids were my students at Polytechnic Institute of Lubito 3 years ago. I've done my share. Do you know why I decided to leave that school in 2022?
Go ahead.
Because when I looked right and I looked left, more than 30 ex-students of mine were there, the same teacher's room as teachers. I said, okay.
What have you done to have all these skills? Felisberto Tomás.
What does he say? What did he say?
What have you done to have all these skills?
It's God who has done to me.
Tomás Chitale.
It's not mine.
And let me tell you that we've got a lot of viewers from Benguela.
Oh, really? Yeah, they are my friends. They are my
Benguela and Wish. Apart from Luanda, Benguela and Wish. I think if we try to look at the provinces where we have lots of viewers, Benguela and Wish are always
It's nice to know. And Chitali has been asking this question for more than 2 years. Whenever he sees me on stage or on the screen doing something, he was with us 2 weeks ago when we were organizing the 10th edition of FICAS. and it was just mesmerized by the quality of the project, and it was there every single day, cheering up, supporting us. And it's really a pleasure to see friends, you know, acknowledging your values and your conquers publicly, you know. And for that, Chitali, I take a bow to you.
Having met you and becoming your friend from the history we shared and our common goals, are some remarkable things I'll get from this training. You know who's the author?
Is this Diolino?
Yes.
Ah, nailed it. Mr. Diolino King da Costa.
Yeah.
I just met the guy 2 weeks ago on behalf of Angola, and thank you to Mr. Teofilo Domingos,
who has just arrived.
It was just arrived on
he's
the set.
He's sick, but he came to see you.
Yeah,
he said, I must be there.
Yeah.
And I'll be viewing the edition and watching him speaking.
He's a very committed young man. I guess he'll be a president of Angola one of these days.
Probably.
If he keeps on
working.
wants
to go crazy.
Really?
Yes.
If he keeps on working.
We said, there are lots of achievements. I won the 25.
Yeah. If he keeps on working the way he's doing,
you know what
I'm pretty sure that before 30, he'll become...
He blocked his Facebook. No Facebook, no WhatsApp.
He shouldn't. And
This
is one of the things I wanted to tell him about. You need to unlock your account, and you do it right away. And do it while you are set in the back door, in the backstage. Do it right away, Mr. Teofilo, because I've got things for you guys. You need to be... Because you're not rich yet. Are you rich yet?
No.
If you got 2 million in your bank account?
No way, man.
You don't. So open your Facebooks, please. Let's make money.
A really good man. A really good man. I'm enjoying the conversation. This is more than a teacher. My congratulations to him. This comment came straight from Wish, Daniel Mbuta. Daniel Mbuta has got one of the #1 English schools in Wish.
Really?
Yes.
It's very interesting.
And I've never been defeated by an English teacher.
Yeah.
He did it.
When we first met. When you say defeated, what do you mean?
He used to speak very fast.
Okay, very nice.
I couldn't get him.
So British accent? American accent? I don't know what kind of accent mine is.
We ended up English.
What accent is mine?
English.
It's English?
Yes. Your English sounds English.
Really?
It's important. Because there are people who speak English, but their English doesn't sound English.
Okay.
So it's different.
And my English sounds English.
Yes.
It doesn't sound British, neither American. It sounds English.
Yeah, because your accent, as you know that you've taught phonetics and phonology.
Yeah.
You know that accent has to do with identity.
Yeah.
You can speak English using American or British accent.
Yeah.
But your English is not sounding English.
Okay.
What's this?
Yeah, I can feel it.
You are not using the musicality of the language.
Yeah.
Because I cannot ask you, for example, what have you done? What have you done for you to have all these skills? No.
Yeah.
This is not English. You cannot stress have.
Yeah.
You have to say, what have you done?
Okay.
You have to use the weak form.
Okay.
And your English sounding English.
Okay, the phonetic teachers is already teaching us.
No. I'm not a phonetician.
Yeah.
I'm a what? I'm an English teacher.
Yeah, that's really important to know, because that's the answer I've been giving to my students when they come around and they ask, should I learn the American or the British English? I just learn English.
Yes.
Just try to make an effort to sound correctly.
English.
And to do exactly what people can understand you.
Yes.
You need to be understood. Okay?
Understandability, yes.
Understandability? Understandability.
What's that?
It's really important.
And not understandability.
Yeah.
Intelligibility.
Intelligibility.
The most important thing is intelligibility. You have to be intelligible.
Yeah. And that's what I've been trying to do. I don't really worry much about sounding American.
You can
or
British.
Or British.
No matter how often they will say, you know what I'm saying, better, sooner, later. No.
It's not important to me.
Maybe your accent. Maybe what you are stressing the wrong syllables, the wrong words.
Yeah.
You see.
That's important, because but I still wanted to make a remark on what you just said about Mr. Daniel Mbuta. Is that Mbuta? Nambuta from Wishu.
Daniel Lambuta.
And you used an expression that I've been fighting not to use when it comes to speak English, when it comes to ELT teaching, defeat.
Why did I say that?
Yeah.
Because when we were not fighting.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a battle.
Yeah.
No, it was a friendly conversation.
Yeah.
But I felt that it was challenging me.
Yeah, and this is one of the aspects of...
I was at his school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he has to show that I am the boss.
Yeah, you had to
and
do
this
that.
guy came from Rwanda.
Yeah.
He has to know that this is we are the owners.
The guys from that province
Yeah,
also know how to speak good English.
Yes,
I understand that. I understand that. But
so it wasn't a challenge.
Okay, thank you very much.
There to,
and it shouldn't be.
Before I went to Wish, I heard a lot from that school.
Yeah.
One of my
I'd like to get to know this school as well. Teofilo, let's make something big next year, please. Let's call Danielle with this school to Luanda so that we can get to know it from here, and afterwards raise interest of people to actually go in there. Because what happens in Rwanda happens everywhere.
Yes.
What works in Rwanda works everywhere.
Yeah.
And I guess Danielle Nambuta needs our help, our hand.
Yeah.
And in BA, I guess one of the most prolific, proeminent schools is Mr. Shamwanga School.
Okay.
Do you know Mr. Shamwanga?
No.
You don't? Oh God, you should. You should. So what we'll try to do, and while I'm speaking about it, I'm already contributing to the program of the ANELTA and iFlex and some other staff things joined up together now with FK Eventus next year so that we can make the party or the celebration of the English language something more nationwide and not only, privileging guys from Luanda, because you guys are already...
Angola is not Luanda.
Angola is much bigger. And I remember one of the comments, one of our peers at the training asked, I guess it was Mr. Govea, and written down a note saying that you guys make me believe that I was right when I said that ELT was not confined to Luanda, because you showed quality that we never thought existed outside of our headquarters. So this is important. We need to do something more to know that, so that people can know that, besides Luanda, there are people who are actually fighting with their own terms to emphasize and enhance the quality of the ELT worldwide.
When I asked what Félix Kibeka has done to have all these skills, I didn't actually mean his accent, but his skills of organizing cultural events and teaching issues.
Cultural and business events, please. Business. Put business in that, because business is what...
Chitali, just please try to edit your comment. It's an order. Edit your comment and write
cultural and
business events.
Because we're making business.
I don't want to lose my podcast. I don't want to be banned from Facebook, please.
Business is important.
Yes. So how did you get all these skills?
From the schools. As I told you before, I was the head or the coordinator of the cultural departments in the schools I worked for. And because of the easygoingness, I don't know whether this word really exists. I know that the word easygoing exists, but the easygoingness, let's make it a word, okay? And then we can make it official or not. Because of my way of being, I'm a very relaxed guy, I don't have taboos. I don't like titles, even because I don't have them. I just believe in people's actions and intentions, but actions speak more than your intentions. You can yell for a year, and I can just come and do something different in a day. I warn you.
Yeah.
Because I did something and not only yelled. I believe in that. And because of this easy way of taking life, of looking at life and making life happen, despite all the problems around me, students have felt very motivated to get closer to me and interacting with me. And as I was a kind of a firefighter inside our school, because all the problems related to my students, to my youngster students, were affecting me, and I stepped in. I many times had to abandon my classrooms and go to students' houses and sit down with their parents and deal with the problems they were living. I was a father, an older brother, a psychologist, a sociologist, and a kind of person they would really rely and count on. And that's why I decided to become a lecturer. I've developed different topics to discuss related to the problems my students had shared with me. And I found the answers, the solutions for them. And I wanted to make it wider. I wanted to do something outside of the classroom doors. I don't know if you know where I feel.
For sure.
And that's why I've also become an entrepreneur and started organizing cultural events, reading and poetry and literature, and I was nearly bankrupting. Because there is no money in culture, unfortunately. And I had to do something so that I could get money to fund culture, business, entrepreneurship, startups, big companies, small companies who had to pay a fee to take part, and that money would help me funding the culture that I knew that had no money to actually make their work expressed. That's how FK Eventus came to life, and that's how FICAS has evolved. And I'm pretty sure that we are entitled to do greater things than what we've done so far.
Good. Daniel, could you find Mario Vicent's comment?
Yeah.
Amon from Namibia province. Oh, I think this is the second time that we are having a viewer from Namibia.
Okay.
Only genius people can do what you've been doing.
Thank you.
Balea's comment.
He was with me. He's one of the trainees at the English Works for Employability training we just had with the U.S. Embassy, ANELTA and INEFOP. He's one of the greatest teachers Benguela has.
Okay. Are you allowed to talk about it? Could you tell us your experience?
About who?
The training which has just
May I, Mr. Teofilo?
Is he allowed?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
That's a life experience.
Yeah. It's really worth sharing, isn't it?
How were you selected?
Well,
how many people came from Benguela?
3 only.
Okay.
Benguela is one of them. Balea is one of them. Ermelinda Felino is also one of them, and me, the 3, because we make part of ANELTA Benguela.
Yes.
And we will also call attention to this part.
Okay.
Belonging to associated organizations. Associations is very important. You may be the greatest guy doing what you do, but if you're not inserted in an organized group, opportunities may pass you through. And being a part of ANELTA Benguela is what actually helped me come to Luanda for the first time in my life as a trainee.
Okay.
Invited by ANELTA Angola, selected by ANELTA Benguela to join a group of very fine and refined people, and being trained by one of the most recognized education development specialists, which is Serena and Brad, if you allow me to mention their names, because they work for the U.S. Embassy to develop education, and English is one of their pinnacle aspects to actually work on. And I felt honored, and I should actually recognize and thank Mr. Félix Kibeka, which is the ANELTA Benguela coordinator, who has selected me, although he knew that I was very, very busy, because the selection came at the very same time we were organizing the Lobito Trade Fair for its anniversary 2 weeks ago. And yet Balea helped a lot. He actually did all the hard work because he knew I was really busy. Unfortunately, things happened, and I had to travel to Luanda at the last day of the trade fair, and I had to say goodbye to my children who were there. They were crying because they hadn't seen me for the past 2 weeks, because I had been involved in the organization process and whatsoever, and I had to travel at the very last day to Luanda, because the very first meeting would be on Tuesday, and the last day of the trade fair was on Monday, and I didn't even sleep. I got here at 6. I just laid my bags and whatsoever at the hotel, had bath, changed clothes, and went straight to the training ground, which was amazing. I met Teofilo. I used to know him already.
My cousin.
Yes, he had been with us for the past two ELT Innovation and Excellence Awards held by Anelta Benguela, which is also a groundbreaking achievement as well, because it has never been done in Angola before, and in Africa there are very few countries who can do the same. And Teofilo was there, and I thought he was an old guy.
And this event was organized not in the capital city.
Yeah, and that's what makes us feel great, you know, because we've been jealous, and it's not just jealousy as such.
Yeah.
It's like Angola should know, the world should know that there are some other people outside of Luanda.
Yeah.
It's not regionalism. It's not a...
Angola is not only Luanda.
It's not only Luanda.
Is in Angola.
You know, and being able to throw up an event that can move Anelta Luanda from Luanda, Anelta Kunene from Kunene, Anelta Wambo, Anelta Kwanza Sole, and Anelta some other provinces to Benguela and sit down and behold what we've been doing, to praise the recognition of the best we think who are the best for that period of time, okay? Because you shouldn't feel relaxed because you've been awarded because of an achievement you've made. You have to keep on working, even because the recognition is an extra responsibility charge on your back so that you can do better. And then we've been doing our share. And this training has, and Teofilo is a witness in here, is an eyewitness that in my closing speech, because this guy loved to listen to me speaking, I don't know why, but in my closing speech and throughout the training days, I said that the training has refueled my teaching character because I was about to quit.
Yes, that's Valea's questions.
Yeah.
Why were you to quit? Because of the cultural and business event?
Not really. It's because education wasn't motivating me the way I would like it to, the way it used to.
Okay.
You know, that's where I told you before. When I looked at my classroom, at my teacher's room at the school I was working for, and I saw nearly 35 ex-students sitting down, sharing the same teacher's room as teachers, I felt like I had done my share.
Okay.
I need to go somewhere else and find new motivation purposes. Because when you don't feel motivated, you die professionally. And I wanted to breathe new air. I wanted to do something new. And that's why, and let's not talk about pay. Because teaching in Angola doesn't make anyone rich. And it's not bad for you to want to become rich so that you can help others. And I want to become a rich person because I feel that if I become rich, I can make other people rich. And I've been trying to do this, but not financially as such, but culturally and financially, because I've added businesses on my repertoire, if I can say so. This is a French word.
Yeah,
and I've been helping people actually get money, get more acquainted, and get connected to others. And I've got several proofs of how our events have been changing entrepreneurs' lives. And that's exactly what I also want to be remembered of. Not only as the teacher, but the one who has invented a project that actually broke many entrepreneurs' lives.
Good.
Yeah.
My cousin for me, you're a great professional. This is one of the #1 viewers, Eunice Moishi.
Oh my God. She's my cousin.
One of the, that's what she said.
I discovered her in the training.
That's what she said.
I'm telling you.
One of the #1 viewers.
Oh, that's a pleasure. That's really a pleasure to know.
She'll be here next month.
Oh, that's great. She's a very bright and intelligent woman, and she knows a lot about the African culture.
Fighter.
Yeah. She knows a lot about the African culture, and I love to see women defending our African heritage. And Eunice has actually mesmerized me by the way she knows these cultural and traditional aspects. I'm really in love with her, and I really want to be a little bit closer to her because I've discovered she's really my cousin, because the Mweshis are my cousins in Lobito. Okay. And I've already connected her to my mom and my cousins, and they've been talking, and I'm pretty sure that she'll become a very close friend to me.
We still need you in ELT board. This is Chitale, who was one of the winners of Geronimo
Geronimo Shiambo's award. Yeah.
Yes. What is it about?
Geronimo Shiambo Award is the award awarded by a teacher who has been recognized to actually having made a huge difference in students' lives.
Okay.
In a determined period of time, in a determined school. And why did we name this award a Geronimo Shiambo Award? Because Geronimo Shiambo is one of the ANELTA advisors, the senior advisors. He made part of the first ANELTA board, and is one of the most, how would I say, he's one of the first guys who has taught English privately.
I was talking about him.
Yes, privately in Benguela.
Okay.
Mr. Buteliu Jimbe, a guy who we admire, has been his student.
Okay.
So he's like our grandfather in ELT in Benguela. And to actually perpetuate, to eternalize his name, we awarded his name on behalf of this award to recognize others who have actually made a huge difference in students' lives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Daniel?
There is a comment from Mr. Dapher which says the following. Actually, I won't read the first statement, but it says, having met you...
No, I've already... You are late, Daniel.
Not Mario.
You are late.
Vicente,
I've read this one.
Mario
You are
Vicente,
late.
which says...
Say no to suicide.
Mario, the psychologist.
Yes, he's been here.
Teacher, have you read it too?
No, not yet. I was looking for that comment.
Please, Teacher Dapher, tell everyone our lives matter. Say no to suicide.
Yeah.
Say no to suicide. In September, we all struggle to prevent suicide.
Yeah.
If you are facing any problem, do not feel alone. Share it with someone around you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Then Mario Vicente is a psychologist.
Nice.
He's already been here.
Yeah.
He spoke about what's that?
Depression?
Depression, yeah. Spoke about depression.
That was one of my topics as a lecturer.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it was here.
I've been talking about too many aspects, although I'm not a specialist. But one of the things I do is that whenever I'm dealing with specific issues, I talk generally about the experiences I have and the researches I make, but I bring a specialist along.
Okay.
I bring a specialist, a psychologist to talk about this. If the issue is related to law, I bring a lawyer alongside. If it's related to social issues, I bring a sociologist alongside. I speak my way, my experience, what I think about the issue, and what I've been doing to ameliorate the situation of the people who have come to me. But afterwards, I leave all the things to the specialist. This is, in a way, scientific humbleness, if you can actually translate things like this, because we don't know everything, but we shouldn't feel, what they say, demotivated to talk about the issue because you feel you can contribute in people's lives, but don't forget to bring the owners, the ones who have sat down at university for more than 5 years to defend and learn and actually dig a little bit deeper about that.
My Shara, quite sincerely speaking,
Félix Cesario, I already know he is.
I still am wondering, you're such a brilliant, talented man.
Thank you.
I wonder whether you could share with me some secrets on what you've been doing for having these abilities still on.
Well, I don't know. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm sharing, you know, and it should not be seen as a secret, but I've been telling people that this is not me. This is God's work, God's plan. I think I'm an instrument on His hand to bless others, to show, to live, to take hope to others. And in everything I do, I always try to praise God by the ability He has given me, because some of the projects we've been creating, they are not human-based only. You know, they always look to take care of others rather than taking care of me first. And it's not me, it's God, and all the glory to Him. And I only need to be thankful, because I think that we can all make changes, and talking about God or His word or spreading the news of the salvation shouldn't only be done at the churches as such. You know, you can change people's lives by culture, by teaching, you know, by lecturing, by being interviewed at Dapher podcast. And I think I've been a privileged man to actually being able to deal with all these issues and feel fine about it.
Yes, Daniel? Over
As
to
a
you.
cultural event organizer, how do young people have adhered to event?
One of the things that actually satisfies me the most is to know that we've been able to organize events where children, youngsters, adults, and elderly people can come and feel comfortable.
Okay.
You know, our target public was youngsters because I started working with youngsters for such a long time, and they are the one who have inspired me, my students mostly. But afterwards, we wanted to create something where family should be the center. And if you see one of the videos of our events, you'll actually see how important they've been to our community, Lubito community, Benguela community, because Fikash with 10 editions, has got four editions for the past 4 years held in Lubito. We went to Katumbela twice, we went to Benguela twice, we went to Cubao once, we went to Moshiku once as well. And we are trying to do our best to bring Fikash to Luanda next year and go for Estes tuition, get Mr. Daniel as well, and promote education, culture, businesses, network, tourism, literature, science. And FICAS is a blessing project because it usually takes place during 4 days, and there are nearly 20 different events alongside the 4 days, because we can put Mr. Dapher sat down at FICAS to talk about his phoneme chart. He's got 10 minutes, and we will attract the attention of all the LT community around there so that it can be acquainted to people. Okay, it can be known by them, and people can buy his charts, and the community, the LT community, can evolve, and we can make some changes, scientifically speaking, on the LT ground level. But just as an example, and that's what we've been trying to develop. It's a very challenging project, a very tiring, not that expensive. That's what makes me laugh. That's not expensive, because in 4 days, even if it is in another province outside of Benguela, for instance, it's not more than 5 million kwanzas. And you can see those other guys from the plastic entertainment spending 50 million kwanzas or 30 million kwanzas with a music show where there are no live music, and there are no playbacks with those very famous singers and the girls and beers involved, and all those kind of entertainment that grabs all the attention of the youngsters and whatsoever. And that's what they've been doing. So let's not talk down on this, because it makes the economy grow, but let's bring some alternatives, and FICAS and some other projects we have are the alternatives.
It's around.
Yeah.
Thank you for your insights. Vivalda Pinto's comment.
Vivalda Pinto.
Yeah, thank you for your insight.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Listening to this great man,
Thank
Félix Kibeka.
Thank you.
May the blessing of God rest upon you.
Amen.
Bruno Ngunga.
Ngele Miudu.
Is he from which?
No, he's from Benguela.
No, Ngungangele.
Ngungangele Miudu.
You know, Ngunga.
Yeah.
Ngunga's church.
He's also a teacher of English, by the way, one of the private teachers I know. And when people contact me wanting me as their private teachers, I usually refer to him as an alternative, as I did a few minutes ago with you for that man who also wanted to learn English from the video he saw on my WhatsApp story.
For your wife, does your wife speak English?
No, she doesn't.
What's her name?
I'm not telling her.
No problem.
I'm not telling it because of some personal matters, but we are here.
Força,
Força.
fé e foco.
Okay.
Meu maninho, Deus no comando. Madalena, Portugal, man.
Oh, Madalena, Portugal. Mendes, she's a very close friend to me. She's Mr. Michel Portugal's sister. Teófilo, do you remember Michel Portugal? Michel Portugal is an ELT teacher, a very talented one. Is actually the coordinator of Magistério Primário in the ex-INE of Lubito. And he has got a very interesting project. You should also take him here. You should also have him here, sat down, because he has developed the English, Kids Love English project. And he has also been awarded. He was awarded. No.
Okay.
Michel Portugal. Kids Love English project. So in Benguela province is one of the teachers who's actually revolutionizing the teaching of children as far as methodological aspects are concerned. So Madalena Portugal, I'm very glad. Muito obrigado. I wrote down in Portuguese.
Yes.
Muito obrigado pela referência. Her husband is a very well known and respected teacher of mathematics and physics.
Good.
Professor Mendes is a colleague of mine, has been a colleague of mine in different private schools, and he's a very respected man as well. And they are my neighbors at Centralidade do Lubito. So thank you very much for this reference.
With this guy's great talent, I dare to paraphrase Balea, who mentioned that you can never teach your grandma how to suck eggs. Besides, the only talent, the whole talents, when it comes to culture and entrepreneurship, Felix is a guru.
Oh, what a pleasure.
Hi, Dapher. That's
I'm only
Jolino's.
38.
That's
not even
Jolino's.
50 yet.
That's
Sorry.
Jolino's. No, it's okay.
Jolino?
Yes.
Oh, what a pleasure. What a pleasure.
Someone was there.
Yeah.
Because when I heard it, like the proverb or something.
Yeah, I know.
From there.
Yes, we listened it from Balea, and it's been amazing. Yeah.
Hello, Dapher. I'm really happy to be here, and it's a pleasure to hear you again and your guest for the first time ever. I like this man.
Oh, really?
The way he speaks and how the words sound.
Oh, thank
Clear
you.
English and easy to understand.
Thank you.
I have a question. Can I reach this English level?
Just keep on
Hello,
working, brother.
this is Nerilson Joel
from Luanda?
Luanda, yes.
That's
He's
interesting.
an old friend.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Erilson.
Yeah, Nerilson.
Nerilson. Nice to
Nerilson
meet
Joel. Actually, yeah, it's called.
Well,
Noah.
you're a friend of Mr. Dapher, the phonetics father.
No. The author of the phonemic chart.
The author of the phoneme chart.
That's what I
really
am. That's what I am.
Making a huge change into the movement, DLT movement.
What kind of support do you still need to develop your cultural?
What kind of support?
Daniel, find this comment. Actually, it's still around, but Okay, what kind of support you still need to develop your cultural and business project figures?
We need money. We need money, but I'm pretty sure we are nearly there.
Mm-hmm.
Because money will not come from the government itself, because we have to acknowledge that they've got too many other priorities, and they have government-based cultural programs to develop.
Mm-hmm.
And our project is private, then it should be the private sector to fund it, to endorse it. And that's exactly where we are heading to. We are counting on the help and support, financial support of some private partners who have finally acknowledged the importance of the project and want to go with us wherever we decide to go on their behalf. So I strongly believe that great things are on the way, and we'll be able to travel across the country or even outside of the country with this project, because it actually matters. It actually makes changes. It actually enhances people good values and intentions and actions. Values, intentions, and actions. That's exactly what FICAS means, and it's not my project.
Okay.
It's God's project, so that others can be blessed by it.
Say hello to Kibeka. He deserves all the best. Domingos Chimuko.
Chimuko.
Yeah.
Chimuko? Chimuko, Chimuko.
Chimuko.
He was my colleague at university. He now works for petroleum companies. The guy is really, he's lucky. But the problem,
you see? Hi, it's Ivaldo from Cascais, Portugal.
Oh, that's great. Yes. That's really great to know. But as I was saying about
you,
Mr. Domingo Chimuko, is a very good friend. Although we haven't been in touch for quite a long time, we, for instance, see each other once a year on the streets of Lobito when he goes down to see his family. But he's a friend. He was there sitting, sharing the very same classroom with us back in 2005, where most of our viewers weren't born yet, or were still we're still in diapers. But he's there. He keeps on recognizing the efforts we've been putting into play, and I'm really glad to know that I can still receive his recognition so far.
Big English speaker, my boss, Félix Kibeka. We are with you, Serenatas.
Serenatas?
Yes.
Amos Pongo Serenatas.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that I know people, I know my virtual friends, because they were not just virtual. Many of them were students, many of them were partners, many of them were artists who joined up our projects and got a little bit more famous in our platform, and then they became virtual friends. And Amos Serenatas made my girlfriend cry with a very beautiful serenata when I left. And when I left, have you ever made a serenata for your wife?
No.
Don't you want to try it?
Oh, no.
And he's also an English student. He has made ELT at Magistério Primário in Lobito. Would you try it?
Oh, no.
This guy has been called in different provinces now because he's been developing such a huge work.
Yeah.
I would advise you to try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll sleep on that.
Yeah, you would actually make
on that.
Your wife go wild, and it will improve your private life as well.
Oh,
you know
nice.
what I mean?
Yeah. A balanced view.
Amos Pongo. One love, Monenge.
A balanced view is needed, Kibeka, between ELT and culture. The ELT can't lose a teacher like you. You try to mention this aspect at the end of the training. Please reconsider this important aspect. Ezekiel Afonso's comment.
Ezekiel Afonso, nosso Kota, our Anelta
Master
Kota.
Isaac.
Yeah, I'm really glad to.
A very good person and professional.
Yes, it was a pleasure having met him. Although we haven't actually privately spoke a lot, but we could see from his remarks, from his comments, that he was really very well intentioned.
He loves reading.
Yeah, I really loved to have met him, and I'm pretty sure that our relationship, professional relationship, will broaden, will grow, will actually flourish. And I'm already reconsidering because, as I told you, the English Works for Employability training with U.S. Embassy and L10 INEFOP has refueled my teacher character, and having met Dapher and Mr. Daniel and Teofilo and all these projects, these guys who dream a lot, but there might possibly just be missing an enthusiastic guy like me who has already got too many phone contacts that can make things happen. And I'm pretty sure that good things are on the way. And I'll try to balance this as much as I can, because I can feel that everything we've been doing so far is not for us. It's not on our behalf only. It's on others. And richness, as I can see it, is in enriching other people's lives. That's what makes you become a rich person. Enriching other people's lives. And as far as money is concerned, it's only a result. I'm pretty sure it will come. I'm not sure when or how much. I don't care about it. As long as I can provide for my family, I can pay my bills, and I can make things happen so that others can be a little bit happier, I'm available.
Okay. We are about to say goodbye, guys. A professional conversation. Just a second, Daniel. A professional conversation. No, professional conversation confident speaking style, and energetic. Guess whose politics? Mixed-eyed.
Energetic?
Mixed-eyed. Professional conversation, confident speaking style, and energetic motivation. These three components being conveyed by our eminent guest are joyfully applauded. Okay, special greetings to you, special greetings to our guest. This is Bernardo Milagres, aka Mick Child Amson, who is also an English teacher and one of the most famous teacher in Paraíso.
Here?
Yes.
Paraíso?
Yeah.
Malueca, Zenga.
Yeah, Paraíso is in Kakwaku.
In Kakwaku. It's
Yeah.
really important for you guys to make this guy more famous than he is so that Paraíso stops being acknowledged as one of the most dangerous places in Rwanda.
This guy, his interview was really amazing.
When people say Paraíso, they should remember him rather than the criminal aspects and the criminals. Criminals shouldn't be more famous than people like this teacher over here. That's what we've been trying to fight against. So thank you very much for your praising words, and it's really a pleasure. I was afraid of sitting down here because I didn't know you. When I heard that you were the creator of the new name shot that Underhill got in his hands and said, wow, there's a guy in Luanda, Angola, who's doing a very great job.
I've stopped doing that. I no longer do that.
I'm telling you.
I have retired.
No, don't worry. These are my concerns, and I'm just sharing them with the world. I was really afraid, and I didn't actually share it with Mr. Teofilo.
Yeah.
But I was nearly backing down. I was nearly about to back down because, well, my God, I don't know if my English is good enough for this guy. I don't know because Avelina Zua, who was also here a few months ago, I loved to have met her as well. She's I call her our ELT princess. Okay, she's our
the future.
The future ANELTA president. I'm pretty sure she will actually refill us of too many positive conquers as far as the ELT is concerned. And I was chatting with her. I said, well, I'm a little bit afraid on WhatsApp. She said, don't worry. Mr. Dapher is a very simple guy. His office is very cozy. You'll feel home. And don't worry about anything else because I can trust you. That's her words, okay? Yeah. And I felt very, very confident before coming in here. And I'm pretty glad, very glad, content of actually being given the pleasure of sitting down with such a beautiful audience on the other side of the screen.
There are 30 people. There are 30 people viewing us, and there have been something like 45 viewers.
Really?
Yeah.
Listening and recording every single word, analyzing the pronunciation matters, the grammatical, applications of the words. Now, don't worry, this is normal. And you, as a speaker, as a public speaker, should worry about this because you are a teacher here. We are being teachers, and we should actually get ready to teach others without actually telling them that this verb to this topic is this and whatsoever. They are already finding all the topics inside our play and our way of speaking. And this is being a teacher, so I don't actually need to be between four doors with the lesson plan, with the chalkboard, and with all those pre-established procedures to be used in the classroom. We can teach everywhere. Yeah. And what we are doing here is teaching and not only referred to English itself. So,
Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lionel Viage, my teacher, PQ1.
PQ1, Petrochemicals 1 at the Polytechnic Institute of Lobaito. Viage, one love, Moput.
Daniel?
One love.
Okay. Regarding the activities you've been organizing, which you don't put aside literature.
Yeah.
My question is, have you been inviting some criticals, some literary criticals to make part of your event, since literature is not interpreted the way it's written, but there are some techniques normally teachers of literature is used to interpret the message behind those books, because literature is written in a second language, not in the first language.
Okay.
This is a literary term we can use when it comes to literature. So the question is released. I mean, the question is it. Have you been inviting?
Daniel? Are you shaking?
No.
What's going on?
I just want to know. I would like to know whether you've been inviting those specialized people in literature to make part of the event, right? Just to help the young people which have been part of your events.
Yes.
To learn something regarding literature and to some extent boost the culture in Benguela.
I got your point, and as I told you a few moments ago, our very first fair was related to reading books, literature, and we can never forget this side, because I'm a teacher, and I want books to be assessed by more people than they have been so far. And what we do in FICAS, because we quitted from organizing small events related to different stuff, and we've created FICAS as a platform where we can join up all the events we had been organizing so far. I mean, before. I don't know if you're getting the point. That's why I told you that in 4 days, we may have nearly 20 different events, cultural, scientific, and sports-like, and of selling and touristic and business tours and too many stuff very well integrated in there. And what we normally do is that on Saturdays afternoon after lunch, we throw out the Literature Saturday.
Okay.
What we call in Portuguese Sábado Literário. This is where we invite writers, authors to sit down and reintroduce the books they just launched. Okay? It's a way to actually get to know what they've been developing to other people's, and then we discuss matters related to the books. I don't call critics because I feel that we don't write enough to already start criticizing what has been written so far. I don't know if you're getting the point.
I'm getting it.
Okay? We need to boost people's confidence to write more so that we can read more, and not bringing people who can talk down on them and demotivate them. Because we don't have enough books yet. We don't have enough endorsements. We don't have sponsorship for writers. Writing books in Angola is one way to become a poor person with a good book to show people.
Then he's one of them.
Okay? And you know about that. You had to launch your book. You had to launch your book in Brazil.
Actually, his book was not launched in Brazil. Brazil had launched his book.
On his behalf, because he didn't have enough money for that.
And they shipped 23 copies. Please, Daniel, sell these books in your country and then transfer the money.
How many books have you sold?
It wasn't like this.
Okay, but don't matter. It's not about
It wasn't
you.
like
It's not
this,
about
actually.
you. No, it's not about this issue. It's just an example for you, because you know what I'm saying. The difficulties writers, literature experts face in Angola. And our platform is to enhance writing and to improve the quality of writing, not to talk down on the people who have been doing an extra mile effort to have a book launched on whatever topic they feel they want to write about. Critics are important, okay, because they set the boundaries, they say what should or shouldn't be done. But I feel that before actually telling people what they should done, you should allow them to do. That's what we've been doing with our small resources, with at least 45 minutes or 60 minutes audience, but where 4 books can be reintroduced, recaptured, can be reread, rediscussed, redebated by people who have never heard when you launched your book a year ago or 6 months ago. So it's an opportunity for people to get to know your work, to buy your books, for you to make connections, for you to get sponsorships for future projects, and actually do something more for the literature world. That's what we've been doing. And as far as we can evolve and develop and get more money and more sponsorship, we can do more related to literature itself. Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Is it time to say goodbye?
I guess it should. I've been talking for nearly 2 hours, man.
Yeah. Question lasts an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah.
The only edition where we lasted 3 hours was Theophilo's edition.
Oh, really?
We stopped. We didn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? The battery died.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I'm really glad to know
All
that
right.
it didn't happen with me.
No, it won't die.
Yeah.
It's been good. There are lots of things that we were to discuss.
Yeah.
But we can't talk about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Should I say? Okay, so it's been an hour. You've been here for an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, the most, should I say, important, essential topics have been discussed, right? Good. My guest for today's edition is Félix Kibeka, who is an English teacher and has been teaching English for almost 20 years. He is a master of ceremonies, a lecturer or speaker, a radio and TV commentator, and also an entrepreneur.
And I'm becoming a corporative master of ceremony.
Interesting.
Dealing more with companies, with
Okay.
businesses, rather than cultural events and weddings and blah, blah, blah. There are already too many people doing that. And I'm, going straight forward to an area I've been working on at the fairs, and it's been a great journey.
Good. So it's been, my guest has been here answering questions on culture in Benguela and Angola, and the influence. Did you talk about the influence of English on young people's professional success?
Yeah.
I think, you did.
Yeah.
Good. So lots of things. Yes, answered lots of questions on different topics. I love people who speak the best, brilliant English like you, Félix
What a
Kibeka.
pleasure.
Chitalis.
What a pleasure.
All right. Thank you so much for being on the other side. As I said, there were something like 47 people. Now we are closing our edition with
7 people?
Yes,
It's a
we
good
are.
number, isn't it? It's a good number, isn't it?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
And we are closing this edition with
Don't close
34
it before letting people...
30 viewers. Yes, please.
all these 37 views,
34
viewers should follow you up.
Well,
Okay?
if
And you
this
should
is
already go to WhatsApp as well. I mean, to
YouTube. We don't have the required subscribers yet.
You don't?
Yeah.
When do you
But
think
we
you're
are-
going to get if you
No.
don't open the account?
No, we do. We are on YouTube,
Uh-huh.
the same name, Dapher, Professor of
Yeah.
English. There are something like 81.
And what else do you need
We
to keep
we need
on going?
81. We need something like 19 people.
90?
Yeah.
90?
No, 19.
19?
Yeah.
You have
it's to start.
81?
Yes.
So you have
we
more
are,
than what's required.
No, 100. We need 100.
What else are you waiting for?
So we are waiting for the subscribers.
And what do you do for them to come to you?
Hello. If you haven't visited our YouTube channel, please go to YouTube and look for Dapher, Professor of English.
All these 45 people should follow you up on YouTube so that you can open your account.
Yeah.
And you can make it more professional.
Yeah.
Because this is a huge contribution to the ELT community.
And
You've been doing a great job, and more people need to see it
And we
so
were-
that they can fund it.
we were to stop. Daniel and I were to stop.
Don't
because
do it.
we're
Not with me
we were
on board,
we were
not with Mr. Teofilo
we were
on
not
board.
getting anything from it.
You
Right,
will
Daniel?
You will be podcasting on next Anelta big event. You will be there
good.
doing your work in there.
That's good.
Yeah, things like this should not stop, and I'm really glad to see the efforts you've been enduring, you and Mr. Daniel and some other guys at the back. Dapher, don't stop it.
Thank you so much.
Don't stop it. People don't usually buy what they don't know.
Yeah.
Until they buy it, you have to kill yourself off so that the content can actually pursue its objectives for them to feel convinced.
That's true.
Fikash is an example of that. If I tell you about the difficulties I've been facing, I would have stopped long time ago. I didn't because I believed in my project. And I'm pretty
Good.
sure many people will come, will follow us, and they will fund us so that we can do more. Do the same, brother.
Thank you so
Do the
much.
same. It's huge congratulations for your project.
Thank you so
I
much.
felt very comfortable here. I was afraid, as I told you before. Theophil, is my English approved?
No, we are not here to judge anybody's
No,
English.
I don't care. I want you to judge me. Is my English
It's
approved?
actually the audience, and you've got the comments from them.
Okay, you don't need to say anything else.
No.
Guys, you should. I guess you know Teofilo.
No.
He's a bright young man, and it's been a pleasure to meet him and get a little bit closer to his personal and professional life. And we should actually get tighter.
Yeah.
We all should be together. Not only all us here, but this guy from Namibia, that guy from Wish, this guy from Paraíso and whatsoever. We should do something more than what we've been doing. Okay, he's one of the best in Paraíso. I don't know him. Has he ever been here before? No.
Yes, he has.
Okay, he has?
Yeah.
Okay, what did he gain from it? Were there any sponsorship coming from his audience here?
No.
Okay, it means we need to do something different. Okay, otherwise we'll keep on being the best in our Paraíso neighborhood until struggling with the same difficulties. We need to do something more.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay, is there anything that you would like to add, or we can say goodbye?
Well, I'd like people to follow us on Facebook. Unfortunately, I've already reached my friend request limit since 2016.
Ooh.
So it's been a lot, nearly 8 years with no possibility of adding new people. But you can try, just try, because sometimes I've been able to add new friendship requests. But it's important for people to follow us also on WhatsApp, because I've been sharing too many projects and videos and whatsoever, so that people can be aware of what is to come. It's 931-799954. I'll repeat it. 931-799954. And I'm working on my social medias in a professional level right now. I would like to give a big hug to Mr. Adolfo. I forgot his first name. Canivete Faz Tudo. Canivete Faz Tudo is a professional designer, a video maker, and a photographer, one of the best in the country, and is now my official agent. He has been working, he's preparing my professional social network so that people can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. He's preparing our business as our corporative website with ficas and whatsoever, because we actually want to show up a more professional way of dealing with things, so that professional companies, if I can put it this way, can also follow us and fund us. That's also, Mr. Dapher, like a tutorial item for you and all the viewers. If you want big guns to follow you up, you should act like them. Okay, be professional. Alfredo Faz Tudo is from Lubito, actually. He's been here for more than 5 years, and he has become one of the most respected photographers and video makers. He works with very important people, and he has made the proposal. I believe in him because he believed in me back then when nobody else did. And I guess people will be seeing very good and professional things on the social media. And there are already some invitations for lecturers, for seminars in very important and expensive venues here in Rwanda, even back there in Benguela, and I'm really glad with how things are being dealt with. I praise God every single day, my family as well, my children, my girlfriend slash fiance, and my partners like Anelta, Angola, Mr. Diolino, Mr. Teofilo, Avelina, Baleia, Ermelinda, Felisberto Chitungu, who I mentioned, Chitali, and Mr. Portugal back then, and my teachers, who are my biggest mentors, as I mentioned before. So we are around with our limitations, imperfections, doing what we can with what we have available to actually leave the world a better place than what we found it.
Good. Thank you so much for this brilliant interview. I am David Fernando Dapher, and my guest for today's edition was Félix Kibeka, who is an English teacher, as I said, and a master of ceremony, and so on. With me today, my friend and technician, Daniel. Daniel!
I'm here.
And Teofilo.
I'm here.
Tefilo came to say hi. Good. All right. Thank you so much for being on the other side. I hope to see you next Sunday. Are we having ask my question next Sunday, Daniel?
Yes, we will.
Okay. Good. Okay. Thank you so much for being on the other side. I hope to see you next Sunday. Tata for today.
Bye bye.